Good morning and welcome back to another episode on the Coin King channel. I am your host, Down to Crypto TA. Bitcoin, what a sell off yesterday. I believe that in a single day had a drop of about, actually just, about $10,000 or so, 13,000 dollars yesterday or something like that. It's been wild. Okay. Right. So we had these levels over here to watch for with our prior highs here, prior highs from 2025, 2024, um, and also back here from 2022 and 2021. Actually, both of those from 2021, my bad. And we finally hit one that we got a reaction from. I believe that we discussed this right here being right about the golden pocket. So let me just double check on that. Let's see, it's not that one. It's this one. Nope. So it didn't quite even tap into the golden pocket. So the golden pocket is going to be just a little bit lower down here, where we have the lower side of our ascending channel formation here, where we also have VWAP at. But we did hit this 59,975 here, and we did get a little bit of a reaction here. I do understand that we also had a couple of, a little bit of big money buying in as well. Um, we're trying to get this push up. It doesn't seem to have the strongest, it doesn't seem to have a lot of strength to it. I'm under the impression that we're probably just gonna lead into some bearish divergence, especially looking at the 4-hour time frame. We haven't created any sort of a pivot there, to break any market structure. So getting back to that high, I mean, unless we just moonshot from here to the upside, it's gonna be difficult for us. We do have a positive signal cross on the 4-hour time frame. I can say that. Yesterday, we started out with one when I started the stream, and I was positive about the 4-hour time frame, and then, it just went to crap. And yeah, I tried to long it there. I am in the long now, but once again, I cannot say with confidence that we don't drop a little bit lower in here. All right, so if we take a look here, one of the things mentioned is the fact that we're still hugging on to the standard deviation 2 from the Bollinger Band, which is very bearish. So we're not even getting any strength back above 1 just yet. Still at 2, um, which means that there is no need to fade the sell-off just yet, at least until we start to reclaim above here. We start to see this start to roll down a little bit here, suggesting that the volatility is cooling off. We haven't even got above 1 yet. That tends to happen once we get above 1 for a back test. Then you start to see the volatility start to cool off. Even if it doesn't hold there, you do start to see it, cool off a little bit, and we don't have that just yet. We're still, like I said, still outside of standard deviation 2, which for all purposes is bearish. So we remain bearish. Okay, let me just turn this candle color on this. Now this does indicate some sort of discrepancy here, when the bar is green as opposed to red, because when you're outside of the band, then it should actually print us another red candle. Um, maybe the 4-hour gives a little bit something more. We'll have to see, guys. But right now, that still outside of standard deviation 2 is bearish. So that's our daily. Also down here, you can see we have our regression line here on our RSI. You could do like a fast breakthrough here, and you'll see that that one actually did break to the upside. If you were doing a fast break, I don't think that it's meaningful to do a fast break right now. So if you were doing an entry off of the fast break, then that would have been, the low of this candle right here. Actually, that wick would have suggested 2. But that's your fast break for this move right here. But again, still not back inside of these bands or back above one is really important. So we want to be back above one. Um, but this is the momentum line that I'd be looking for the RSI to break back above, and hopefully, we do it with some strength, because otherwise, like I said, we'd be creating a bear div. This is going to be that high on the 4 hour as well, because there's nothing through here except for straight down. To get a change of character here. Um, Nothing through here is suggesting any strength is coming in either. So I just chill on that daily time frame for now. Uh, we're looking here. This is our 4 hour time frame, and I ended up having to move for the daily standard three here. So that's why this purple line is here. That was a daily standard three, as the 4 hour standard three just wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't liking that. So um, actually, if I go back here and let's just go with that standard three here, our lower. When I initially dropped it, it was just like that. So I was watching for the break of this standard three and then coming back into it. And so that's what you're seeing there on the 4 hour time frame. All right. But as far as this 4 hour is concerned, we do have a positive signal on the RSI at this time. I am seeing some other indications here, but we're still very gapped here. You can see this huge space in between the delta and the MACD. We have this huge space in between them. MACD is still down here around, let's just say a negative 4,000. We're far from being towards the zero line. Even if the delta comes here and it crosses above, like these two need to start merging together to indicate the possibility that the MACD is going to get back above the zero line and show some strength in here. We don't necessarily have that, and so that's why I'm afraid that this might just lean into a bear deal. This is that pivot up here. We have to be V-shaping, like we have to see a candle to Valhalla to take out this high right here to even get a change of character here on the 4 hour time frame. So I would just expect a back test or something like that if we get that, because right now there's still just not a lot of strength. And then another rejection down. That's going to be better for anybody who's seeking to get long anyway. But golden pocket, you have people hollering about the golden pocket, maybe even the lower side of that trend line there, that ascending channel. It's yeah, not feeling too strong today. Not today. Not feeling too strong about price action, but let's move forward here on the 1 hour. Um, RSI still not making any meaningful moves, so we're still below 50 here. Obviously, I can see that here, still below 50. This rising formation right here, this is just looking like it's just waiting to roll over and break back down below. We are getting some relief through here, and we can see it from price action. We can see it from this little bottom and tail right here as well, which we'd be looking for this bottom and tail to get invalidated. If we do start to break down below here, we'll be looking for this bottom and tail to get invalidated. I will just go ahead and pull a fib on this just to look for where the golden pocket would be at. Uh, and we'll just have to see. This right here is the prior day candle low here, lining up with that golden pocket. So if we can maintain that and not invalidate this bottom and tail candle right here, this hammer candle, then maybe we have a chance of getting a little bit of a push higher in here. Really want to see us get back as far as the 1 hour time frame is concerned. I really want to see us get back above. Let's just go with 72,000. Really would like to see us get back above 72,000. That's gonna flip us out of the bearish zone here on the RSI, which is below 50, and push us back into here and above 60. So I really love to see that. And until we get that, yeah, I don't have a reason to be super excited over here at all. You can already see the bear div on volatility already. You can already um, see this potentially bearish divergence. Yeah, you can already see the bear divs through here already too. So Yeah, it's Friday. We'll have options expiring today as well. I shared a post yesterday. I didn't cover it on stream yesterday, but I did go afterwards. I shared a post just showing like just the cluster, the pile up of puts is ridiculous on IBIT. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I think that we did discuss something like that and said and up until March that we'd be waiting around for March before we start to really see some relief. But it is awful. It's awful. But we'll take a look at that here in a sec as well. Um, so there is a suggestive trade in here. Now I don't like this because again, like I said, it's some weakness in here, but it is suggestive. It came later as well, so it came late within this move through here. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm really not feeling it because it came late within this move. The place to get in was going to be one of those support levels from the weekly time frame. So from here, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't feel good about it at all, considering everything that I just said with the bear divs and whatnot. And the positive cross for the 4 hour, it can flip at any moment. You know, anytime it chooses to, it can flip. It doesn't have to get that far. It can flip because we did that before with that prior high that we're needing to get back above. We did that there as well. So we'll see. I mean, I know that we were. First, I was just looking, a little bit nasty on some of the other time frames. Not so bad here on the 15-minute time frame, but on some of the other time frames, it was looking pretty bad. This right here, for the first time, we are starting to see some bars above um, our mean line in here. We are starting to see some bars above here for the first time. You can see how we weren't getting any all through here on this entire drop right here. We weren't getting any, and when we did get something, it was kind of petty right through here, but otherwise there was nothing through here. So I'm just watching to see how bulls perform, and you can see we haven't really had any strong performance through here so far. Like bulls have not had any strong performance through here with this entire move. This entire move has been pretty weak, pretty weak. That's what we're watching for. I do appreciate the fact that and this is another thing that changed for us as well here on the 15-minute time frame is that we got back inside of the cloud. Like we were not managing to do that much. Now, if this cloud does start to drop and this white line here starts to continue to push higher, that's going to be good. You're going to notice bearish divergence from it, which is going to be good. Like I know you never hear anybody say bearish divergence is good, but what it's doing if that happens, it's going to be it's creating bullish divergence. And that's the thing that you're going to want to be watching for. Just like right here, you can see that slight bull div right here on this drop right here. We got that slight bull div right here. And the cloud is starting to move a little bit, but I want to see it drop. And I want to see this scale pushing up and creating that bullish divergence. We don't have that right now, just weakness here overall. But suggestive trade, again, I'll be cautious with this one here. We are still in a strong downtrend. So just be aware of that. Ethereum, we tapped exactly to this low down here. I told you that I was a buyer at the top side of this box here where we have the 786, and that I will also be a buyer if price action hit the lower side of the box here. And I've explained to you how this box came about and the various moments in time where we it was support and where it was resistance. And that after this box right here, and I put this trend line through here too, and it's drawn off of the line bias in here. So, it's just the touch points of the line. That's another area. I won't be buying on this trend line right here though, simply because I've already bought the low side of the box right here. So I bought here when we tapped into the box here. The next time I will buy Ethereum though, it will be if price action continues to fall and it comes into VWAP. If that happens, I'll pick up one last time right there, and then after that, I will not buy anymore because I'll be under the impression that I may just have to take an L on this accumulation of our DCA strategy here for the bear market lows here for Ethereum. We're progressively getting here a lot faster than anticipated. So with that said, there are still the worries that I have here for Ethereum, which, as I have shared, let me just change my chart template. Um, which I have shared is, let me see. I'm going backwards. I must be missing. Yeah, I turned off the monthly chart here. So, um, change that to, wait. So here, which is the fact that we don't actually get a change of character or any sort of break until we drop below here. I don't know how mandatory that is. I don't know. We also hit. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that we did it over here. We did it right here, and we did it right here. So, we didn't have, we just got a moonshot to the upside here. So we didn't create like any sort of consolidation or pivot through here. This is it. That's why I know that I won't be buying anymore if we do start to deviate too far from the VWAP. That VWAP is going to be my last attempt at buying some Ethereum, and then after that, I just have to be willing to let it go because that'll just be. I mean, it's not a lot of money going into it. It's enough to stay afloat with this. But the measure move hit to a T for the breakdown for the pattern, whatever pattern we were creating in here. But this coiling zone, that measure move has been met. I can extend this for two, but that wouldn't make sense because we'd be all the way down here around $8 or something like that. So that's it on that measure move. I mean, we're at the do or die right now. We really are at the do or die right now for Ethereum. So now this suggestive long position right here, it overshoot to the bottom of this. So this right here would be invalidated here already. Doesn't mean that well, yeah, it still wasn't gonna be good anyway. It's just really hard to consider loans. It should have printed it off of this low right here. But what it's doing is it's trying to find where bulls are actually picking up some strength at, and so that's why that happened there. And yeah, it was actually trying to go off of that, but the rise in here started back here. Is I'm still working. I'm still working. So we'll see how this goes. I don't again careful with the long suggestions in here for now. Like my eyes are gonna be way better than this indicator. So careful with the long suggestions through here. Um, it's not showing that, we picked up enough strength at all. At all. This was our desperate attempt right here, but yeah, absolute fail. Wait, see where I want to be here. That was also about the low of our range in here that we discussed. So, you know, if we, without VWAP and all that stuff right there, then we got these extra levels through here to take a look at. But yeah, that's it. We do have our trend regression line right here. So we have our regression line through here for our RSI. And let me just fix that up a little bit. Let me see if I can't, if I do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Want to make sure. Yeah, something about like that. Again, fast break has already happened. You could also look at the lower end here of the RSI as well, with that reclaim back above that level. Um, but we would have to get all the way back up here inside of this wedge structure here for that to even matter. Um, yeah, it's rough out there. It's rough out there. So I'm just gonna leave us over here on this one for Ethereum when I come back to it. All right, Salanza. I was kind of checking this out. It looked like at this moment right here that momentum was trying to shift a little bit, like we were trying to gain some momentum through here, and then you can see how it just absolutely rolled back over on that. Nothing is suggesting anything over here for Solana, and you can see that we dropped down to 67. But this is what we talked about for Solana. So I'm gonna go over to, let's see. Here's what we were. So we were looking at potentially softening this drop to the downside by adding this trend line through here. Now, for a minute, it looked like it was working. We talked about the VWAP. We talked about adding this line through here. We even did the low over here. So support, and then we were looking for this to actually hold as support. Now we don't have a closure below it, and that's about the only positive we got from it. So we did not get a closure below there. This is a weekly time frame, so anything can happen with this level that we were looking at here for Solana. And like I said, if it's not, this was about all I can really gather for Solana. So $40 to $30 is still on the table. And just mind you that I've been saying it now for I don't know what, 2 months. It's crazy. It's crazy. I even sold some of my Solana just for that reason, to try to protect my capital a little bit instead of round tripping it all. But this is what we were looking at here for Sol, that confluence through there, that confluence through here. And we're trying to hold that. But again, 40 to 30 can still be on the table here for Solana. Um, let's see. I need to turn that monthly on here. Here we are. Here. Yeah. This is quickly turning into something else. You can see through here. Well, it's not that bad. Red has never been on top. Red has never been. Red has always been a bottom. It almost look like red wants to come up top right now. So that's that same low that we were looking at on that weekly time frame. That's the same low right there. Ugh. It's rough out there, people. It's rough. It's rough. A little bit of a rising structure here. Me drop this here. We might have to shift this down right there, but we really don't even have to focus on this top, just in case it does want to pop back up towards it, though. We'll have it here, but right now, possible breaking point right here. Let me compare this with this. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Oof, 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 oof. Doesn't look good at all. Yeah, I mean, so same old as everything else here. But let's Solana. So, mm, looks like we do have, let's see, 4 hour. mm, Yeah, positive cross here on the 4 hour time frame, just like with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Let me do that like that. Lighten this up a little bit. We're here. You can see, yeah, we're already at resistance. This is a nice little bottom and tail here on this 4 hour time frame, though. I do like that bottom and tail there. But still, nothing is really indicating any sort of a reversal through here at all. Just a RSI signal that can fail quick, just like it did right in here. Um, just like it did right in here. This is about the only thing that we have in terms of just the chart itself, market structure itself, or candlestick patterns or whatever is this candlestick right here. Looking for this to not be invalidated. That's about it for now with Solana. Bitcoin will tell the tale. It will tell the tale. If I take a look at USDT dominance, what we were looking for on USDT dominance yesterday. We didn't quite get it. We didn't get it at all. Let me just put it to you like that. I was looking for USDT dominance to start to dwindle this pump to the upside here for it to stop right about in here at the midpoint here where we've seen it work here and here before in the past. We broke clean through that. I think we even came up and swept the highs through here. Yeah, we did. We did. You can see that. We even came up and swept this right here. So, I mean, we are seeing a bit of a rejection right now from it, but uh, yeah, it hit support down here at the lower side of this box. So it did hit that support there. So we'll see how that goes. Usually, it's a little bit cleaner for me when it comes to the zones, but right now, um, right now it's breaking through levels and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really. Well, I'm gonna leave that midpoint in there for now, just in case another candle opens up and then that one actually wants to respect that level. But we're at resistance for USDT dominance right now. We'll see how long that holds up. It is holding support at the lower side of the box. If we do see a continuation, maybe look back down here towards this trend line right here, this prior momentum line that we did see here break back up above. But everything over here is just, it looks fantastic. Everything over here looks fantastic. Now you do have a regression line through here. We can be looking for a break on this right here at some point. Yeah. And hopefully sooner than later. That would be really nice. Sooner than later would be really nice. That's what we got there for USDT dominance. Move forward here and take a look at gold. Gold got to drop back into the golden pocket. So from this move right here, push up, push down. We covered the rising wedge. We covered the rising wedge on Tuesday, and we got the breakdown from the rising wedge. We then started to do this megaphone formation right here. So this was a megaphone pattern. If I do this, you'll see it right there. So two connectings and then support along with the golden pocket right here for the little bounce that we're getting here off of gold. Now, gold doesn't have a lot of strength either. I just want to be clear about that. It's not really showing a ton of strength through here either. These pumps to the upside have been really weak, as you can see across here. They have been absolutely weak, like ever since we started the sell-off through here, this downtrend through here. You can see how these bars have really not, and I'm only looking at what bulls are able to do right now. So I'm not looking at bears at all, but we're staying at the lows down here. So these moves up have been just that. They have been weak. This was is an example from that rising formation that we had in here, the rising wedge, and then how gold just kind of started tagging the top side of it here. So you can see how it broke down below it. And in comparison to here too, we got the momentum break first. Got the momentum break. Momentum started to fade on it, and then it picked up a little bit more here on the momentum, not getting back above here. The same thing with the price action in here. So we just kind of started riding the lower side until we got the break to the downside. Which is that's a time where you just want to move the line like that to catch the actual break on it, or play the rejection, but it could just keep chopping the lower end. It's better to actually move it from there. Momentum is trying to come up a little bit over here, but like I said, it's not doing so with a lot of strength. It's just not doing so with a lot of strength. This just looks kind of funky, wonky. Yeah. By the time something does prevail, I don't really know how that's going to go. Um, yeah, you can draw a fib and just put a psychological level on the chart. You got 200 there, which you didn't stop it before, so I don't want to go with that. And take a look at the Bollinger Bands. Yeah. Um, not expressing anything significant. Um, I'm going to raise this up because the break below here comes faster. So I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. And we're getting past it, then we'll break that faster than if I leave it down there for that double break on that. Um, and as far as the QTD is concerned, yeah, I mean, we're back above here. That would be about the only positive I can take from it is that we're back above here, but we don't have any follow through just yet. No follow through. You can see this white line right here again. It's not following through by breaking out to the upside here, like pushing up through here. So this would lead, and then you'd be looking for price action to come behind it, and then you want price action to deviate away from it, like a deviation above it like this. Let's see a good example through here. You can see how, let's say right here, like right here, how the white line breaks up above the red line here, and then price action follows behind it, kind of like how MACD and Delta works, right? Price action follows behind it, and then price action deviates away from the line. Then that line starts to go in another direction or it stays below price action. That's actually where you can see your strength from there until you start to lose it, and then you deviate below it. Like it breaks the bottom side, and then price action deviates below it. Then that's really bearish. So we're not at a place where it's truly showing any strength through here just yet. Get above this, then we can look back here towards the. I don't think that. If we're getting there, then we're probably gonna go get a little higher. Right now, we're still hitting this resistance in here right now, not really showing any strength. I'm gonna hide this for now though. Um, that's just a 1 hour time frame there. 4 hour time frame. Uh, you can see we're back to chopping here. We tried to hold it yesterday. We broke below it. We got back above it. We tried to hold it yesterday. We failed. We dropped below it, and now we're trying to get back above it as we speak. So yeah. Uh, Let me move. Can't quite make out what we're doing through here right now, though. Um, let's see. I mean, at the end of the day, we really have to get above this high right here. And if we're not doing that, maybe we just push back into resistance. It's, it's between that and that. I mean, mm, I could go ahead and drop this now because we're chopping it way too much and pursue I'm just gonna do it like that for now. All we have is that broadening pattern that's right here. That's about it. That broadening pattern, nice little bottom and tail candle in here, but yeah. Not really seeing anything spectacular in here. Maybe. Mm, still trying to hold the 50 in here on the daily time frame. That's positive. Um, until it's not, I still just think that we put in the top for gold, and whatever's happening through here is just, minor moves. I'm not saying that it can't still come up here to the top. It might even invalidate this indecision candle right here, but it most likely would do it with bearish divergences. That's all the point I'm trying to make about it. Mhm. 'Cause it just doesn't, we're still holding the, regression line here from, the RSI as well. But this is just a strong trend on this side, on the weekly time frame, very strong trend on the weekly, very strong trend on the, monthly time frame. This is one that's more so I would watch more than anything in here. 'Cause like I said, I think I just personally feel like we've hit a topping point now. I'm looking for that fast break here on the monthly time frame. It's high in the skies, just waiting for that chance to start this breakdown below here. It still looks like it'll be a buying opportunity, so I'm not trying to be too bearish on gold or anything like that, but I'd be aware of that fast break, for this monthly time frame here. You can see how it went in the past anytime we got one. Sometimes it just leads to sideways consolidation, being that our RSI is sitting at a 94 over here. So sometimes it just leads to down and sideways, creating some sort of a pattern or something for a continuation. But nonetheless, I think you get a stronger pullback given the angle of this move to the upside here for the monthly. Everything is just suggesting whatever happens, which hasn't really taken place over here on the monthly time frame, it'll be quick. It'll look disastrous, in my humble opinion. But this nice spread is going to be corrective and like I said, a buying opportunity, but we it would be nice to just get past all the noise and just get the pullback over here on gold. Let me push back to that 4 hour and take a look at silver. Didn't really see anything different from what I posted for you on silver in here. Measured move for silver is down here. Uh, Hearts would have to change, money would have to change in order to invalidate that. So it can still be invalidated, but it is there because of that's the second bear structure there. The first bear structure was through here. And then also I realized how much weakness was in this move to the upside here too. For when you're looking at this time frame right here, with a lot of weakness in the move to the upside. You zooming out to the monthly or something like that, then it's fabulous. But from here, you can see you know, the chomp and all of that good stuff through here, trying to get the move to the upside here. Uh, and we struggled after this peak right here to just even get above it. Like, we really struggled to get back above it. Bear did through there, drop, bear did through here, or bearish bear flag, or rising wedge, with whatever you choose to do, you can just do that. That is the measure move, and that's the place where you'll find that there's the actual support. If you zoom it out to the higher time frame, you don't actually have any support, no consolidation zone until you get down here to the 30 mid $30 range. And I just highlighted this again yesterday, possibly here around the mid 50s or something like that. Could also be a support level for it. If we were losing, and we did take out that low up there, and we did so with the closure below it. I think no, we didn't close below it. Hold on, let me see. Did we close below Yeah, very ever so slightly. It's not really a lot, but we did get pushed. So, I mean, personally, that's that's a lot to digest, but that's what I'm leaning toward, the mid-30s in here for silver. Copper, was performing a little bit better in my opinion, but nonetheless, it's taking this beating too, but still holding up. It hasn't broken below the flow in here just yet. Give copper, a C minus. I give silver right now, um, a D minus. I know a lot of funds are traveling into copper too. Let me adjust that there. But yeah, I mean, overall, this just looks a lot better. No invalidation of this first bottom tail candle here. So that still holds in as well. And this really push to the upside here. Um, really need that 4 hour to come through and that daily time frame to come through. Um, but bulls are still very much in control of this chart right here. Bulls are still very much in control of it. I know we read neutral through here, but I would have to say that bulls are still running the show in here until they aren't. They're still running the show in here. Mm, let me see what that was. Yeah, see the difference. You can see the difference and that expansion and that break, which we saw this breakthrough here. So, and that break. Drop below 50 expansion, like everything, just all the stars lined up for silver. All the stars. Same thing is happening over here with platinum right now. Same thing. It's even gave a back test. Back test. But there it is. This is just one of those where for me, I'm just my magnet. It's how this one would look for me. Wedging like that. And because it's a bear deer from the high, I just would have been looking for it to break down. And that's all. So I'm just updating it for reference later. Yep, that's how that would have went. There it is. Draw the regression line across the bottom and look for the break down. Like I said, this one did, you know, try to get that push back up, and then it fell right below it for the continuation to the downside. So yeah, I don't see anything changing in here. Now you can start to do your regression line across here, but for me, it would still be dependent upon platinum getting above this top line in here once again. That's the one that I would travel with there. Let's see. FX on, so I'm not going to go there. Yeah, strong bullish chart over here for now. Um, that's the way to go before you see anything really solid here. But squeeze is starting to come in on this one. Much tighter, much tighter. But this would have to break 50, and right now bulls still have a handle on this chart very much. Daily. Put this back to a 4-hour time frame here. Oh, let me block that. Just trying to see what we would do there. Okay, so I'm just going to do this like this. Like that, and then it's basically just back into here, looking for it to be a lower high. If it does choose to come back into this trend line, which I think now I'm going to leave this one for now because I don't really see, I don't see any structural change to here right now. Yeah, so I really don't need this there. We'll just be looking at price action, trying to get back into here. Less artwork on the chart. That's a 4 hour there. Maybe this through here, possibly. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite right now. This did do a break right there. With bullish divergence. Hmm. It's got some bullish divergence. I have to see how that's going to play out, though, whether or not it's going to lead to a bear div. Right now, still below 50 in here, so I'm not really caring for that. Um, Sometimes it's just better to be late and be on time. Oh boy. All right. This is what I was sharing here on iBit. Um, yeah, 8 hours ago. I'm sorry. Got something in here that I need to maybe they'll email me that chart later. All right. So here, all right, just looking at the gamma exposure strike prices through here on iBit. And you can see all of this right here, like all of the put, all of this red through here. Like, this hasn't updated just yet, but yeah, you can just see all of that. Like, bears, bears. You get a positive gamma flip over here. We're far from that. We're far from that. And the biggest strike was right here, about $40 right here. And all of this just suggests selling pressure, selling. So market makers will step in and buy at certain areas in here, but they're going to go with the trend for the most part. So they're buying the dips when it's like that. They're buying the dips, but still, that's rough. That's rough. This is all through March. You can see the ratio of the puts to the calls. You can see that. So fun times. Fun times. Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of rough right now. For Biddy, but we'll see. We're trying to get that little push up over here. We're also seeing, like I said, that cloud is trying to flip down a little bit over here, so we could start to put in some bull dips over here. I still don't trust the long position over here that fired off for anybody that's interested in it from this point. I just don't. I am long, I don't know, but um, we'll see. Um, So we're seeing that flip down right here, what I was just mentioning through here, and we're seeing this spike through here. So this 15-minute can be kind of cute. We'll see how much we can get up here. If we can push any higher here off of this 4 hour, I told you why I think that we need to be back above on the 4 hour time frame. If we manage to get to standard, actually, if we manage to get the standard deviation, actually, we get to the mean, we get to the 20 um, SMA, and we'd be looking roughly around 71, 593, something like that. 71, 600. Let me see. 'Cause now, yeah. So right now, it's been a long time since we actually touched. At least it feels like it. It feels like it. That was Wednesday. The last time we touched one was Wednesday. It's Friday. It's been a long time since we've made this much progress. And here's the 20 here, around 71,984, which that's going to move around a little bit. That still just puts us back into possibly about this low right here. Possibly about this low right here. And if I draw a fib on that, and take it from this high. Yeah. So maybe just a back test of this wedge structure here that we broke down from. Mm-mm-mm. I added to my short position yesterday. Thank you for the poll, Coin King. I added to my short position yesterday, which moved it down quite a bit. So really, my long is me trying to hedge against price action coming back. Well, hedge against how low my short entry dropped down to. So, I'd taken profit from it a few times, so adding into it just moved it down. There's a little bit more capital than I had before. Might as well just start it new, right? And just taking the money out of that. I don't know. I'm just kind of out of it right now with Biddy. Just kind of out of it with Bitcoin. I did put a couple of posts out yesterday pertaining to some of the stuff that we were looking at, stock market, and it's been hitting. It's been hitting real nice. The setups for that have been hitting really, really good. And take a look at Amazon here. It is getting a little bit of a bounce pre-market here. So I shared the update on this right here. I don't really see the strength from this just yet, but it is pre-market. This is a 24-hour chart over here as well, but we are seeing a little bit of a bouncy bounce here on Amazon. I'm really looking for Amazon to get all the way down to the bottom side of the channel here. We'll see if we get that. It was 188, I believe it was. That was the last place I was, or 189, something like that, where I was looking for a long position on. I did post it. I'm just kind of, I'm gonna have to put a pin in taking a long position off of Amazon right now, at least. I am, but nice play here on Amy. Nice play. Mm. It felt like something moved when I did that. Uh, it felt like something moved. I guess nothing moved. But that was nice drop at the earnings there. You know, big surprise there on Amy. But we were putting in bear divs on the highs and all kinds of things like that. So yeah, this move here didn't show any strength to here. You can see the difference here. And just if I was to draw a line through here, you really wouldn't get anything. It would be like this. We are not the same. We are not the same at all. And that's just the 4 hour. I mean, the 24-hour remove to this over here. We discussed the break here on the weekly. To just look for that. That will be the next meaningful break in here on the weekly. You can see we're not the same through here either. Just not coming through with the same strength. Didn't have it there. We got a drop, and we didn't have it here either. So, got a drop. I'm looking for this right here to take place, all the way back down here. I think the initial, or I still should still have it in here. It's probably on a different chart though, but I do still, for that long that I put out a long time ago and discussed it several times here on the channel. But that was months ago on that. But yeah, got that break there, and then, of course, we saw the one from the 4-hour time frame was this one right here. So that was the break here on, and Amazon. The alarm went off once we tapped into that, and then, yeah, down, down, down she goes there. So that's how Amazon's looking right now, with a little bit of a bounce here this morning, pre-market. Look for a rejection if it does manage to get back up into there. I wouldn't be looking for it to reclaim above 50. Something else to see, Microsoft here, another big hit, another big hit. I did put a pin in the long position off of this as well, and I did post an update on that also. So we were looking for price action to get down here to the gap. Called this one out back in um, October of last year. I think it was like October of last year when I called out Microsoft coming down here with this setup. Um, and it's here now, and I'm seeing this little bounce, and honey, let me tell you, I really wanna FOMO into it, but I'm like, "I'm just gonna sit on my hands right now." It's pre-market. I don't want to just use my dry powder for it. I wanna use somebody else's dry powder for it, and I can't get into it. I don't even know how it how, the exchange is gonna be with me trying to trade, Microsoft, so, um I don't know. So I'm not rushing on this one at all. And then, you never know how people really feel. I don't really know how people are feeling about it. I really don't. But yeah, no, actually this was back in December. Back in December, I gave this right here for Amazon, but just based on the technical analysis, the measured move down here and getting that gap fill, and then along with the ascending trend line through here, it just looked like that was going to be the thing right here. So, yeah, that was just the first week of December, and here we are, February 6th, and where are we? We are here, and I said it took several weeks. No, it took a few months for us to get here, but it was just, and but to be mindful because anything can change the market. Sit here, brag and boast and do all that stuff, but anything can change the outcome of the market. Some good news, blah 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 blah. But it did have the double top. It did get the back test of that neckline with the rejection, and that gap just seemed like it was going to be the thing to get filled. It also had a bunch of other bearish indications in here as well, but that was the call on that. Now the one for Amazon, which I don't have on. I have to find that chart. But we covered it a few times here. We did. We covered it a few times. Anyway, I don't have to get into all of that. Let's see. So that's Microsoft there. I'm looking at something here with AMD. And I just put this tweet out here this morning, but I've said to you a few times here ever since around about last month or so that I was bearish on. Actually, I think it was through this wedge right here that I started saying that I was bearish on it. So we had the head and shoulder formation over here on AMD. So if I take us to, let's just go over here to a 4-hour time frame, take a look at how things went with Amazon. I mean AMD, AMD. So this first group right here. So AMD had this head and shoulder formation. You got the breakdown from the neckline in here, wherever you want to put it at. You can put it here. You can put it over here on this candle right here. It's basically pretty much going to be the same because it's almost flat through here. But we got the breakdown of the neckline in here, and then we got a back test of that neckline as well, and then we started to drop down a little bit further. We end up getting this double bottom. Okay, so double bottom measured move. I did not put that one in here. I didn't care about it. Why? Because we ended up moving into like a rising wedge structure where we ended up getting a breakdown below the rising wedge structure. Now, if I do a let's just say uh measured move off of that double bottom. You can see we scraped above it, and then we started to reject from here. But we hit the weekly level here at the upside for a second time through here. And now we're seeing a little bit of a pullback through here, but it went from a bearish formation to, in my opinion, another bearish formation, but it got the push to the upside. And I was saying to you that I'm feeling bearish on it, and I'm feeling even more bearish on it too because during um the I don't even know what they call it, during the summit though that they had, where everybody's introducing their new product. It was a complete flop for AMD, complete flop for it. So and this move right here came with bearish divergence, like two bearish formations and a push to the top side with bearish divergence. I have no reason to feel bullish on it. Now we got a third bearish pattern on it. Um, and the third bearish pattern now is a double top formation. So if we go over here to, let's go to the 24-hour with this one. Okay, so now we have a double top, and we've broken this neckline and we're pushing back up above it right now. I'm just not feeling AMD right now. I'm just not feeling it. I'm absolutely not feeling it. And then we're here on this weekly time frame right here. Let me drop this to a line chart right here. You can clearly see the bearish divergence here too. So now we have a bear div on top of a head and shoulders, on top of a rising wedge breakdown with no full fill through on either one of those. And now we're at a third bearish formation with the bear div. I'm not feeling AMD. There was no strength through here on this move to the upside. What caused it? What happened? I mean, earnings or something like that. I have no idea. I just know that looking at it from a technical standpoint, I have no reason to like this. Let me just make sure Bitcoin, just checking in back on it. Let's just see how. But I have no reason to feel bullish on this. Now, what I'm looking for through here is either price action comes back down towards the channel, which is going to be this here. Price action comes back towards this channel right here, which is not the full measured move of the double top formation. I did that measured move by using what I usually use here, uh, which is just the parallel here. So here, that's the full measured move of the double top formation would be to here. But I also considered this. Now, I did state that we have broken below this channel before. So this isn't the first time the price action has broken below this channel. Um, so there's a chance that it could do that. Why? Because the whole pattern formation through here is an ascending broadening formation. So if we take a look at that, which is the bearish pattern in itself, it is an ascending broadening formation. That's what we have through here, an ascending broadening formation. So I would be looking for a full fill of this and possibly even a breakdown below it, which takes me to my next one that I'm going to discuss, which is going to be coin, because we talked about that with coin also. We called the top on coin. I did set a stop loss on my coin position. I did not, and I said this here openly. My coin position was a spot position. I was looking to hold coin for the long haul, but not to a point where it retraces back to my entry, which is what it did. It retraced back to my entry, and therefore I've been stopped out of that position. I have to really think about right now whether or not I want to go back into a position with coin, or if I just want to sit on my capital and wait for something else. Especially with the crypto market right now, like it doesn't make me want to be in a rush right now. Um, but anyway, AMD, that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling about AMD right now. Coin. So we talked about the fact that this time coin was probably going to lose the lower side of the channel right here. And if that happens, what we can be looking for in here on coin. So there was this additional line through here. So we sniffed out around it right here. We are seeing a little bit of a bounce. This is where I entered at to the dollar, to the dollar. Maybe a little change off, a little cents off, but to the dollar, this is where I entered that on coin. So price came back down towards my entry right here, and I set a stop loss on it a little bit above where I got in at, just because I don't want to. If I can get it for lower, I'd rather do that. I'd rather get it for lower. Um, could this act as some sort of support for it? Sure, you got support, and then possible support again right here, along with this ascending, it could be. And I said to you, here is where the line in the sand is drawn, because if we're losing this right here, then likely we're expanding and we'll probably be looking at something a little bit lower. Now, there would be these highs over here for one to take a look at, and I don't think that there was anything down through here. That was just me highlighting below there. I doubt that I have any weekly levels on this particular time frame right here. I think I do have like some daily stuff through here. No, not on this. Actually, I don't on. Yes, I do. I have some daily stuff through here. So that Actually, now I'm looking at it, that was actually the low of the daily level also. I can go in and add some additional ones, and this purple is gonna be kinda hard for you to see, so let me see if I can't change the color on this, at least for the for this sake, and just make them white. Make it white. So you can see that we hit that, like I said, support right there. I mean, even if I wanted to get back into it now, let's just say that for some reason it chose to hold right here. If I wanted to get back into it now, I wouldn't be getting back in at the entry that I had before. It would not be, the best entry that I had before. But I don't like this. I don't like the fact that, we finally, I mean, at least we finally done that. There is an implied measure move on this, which I don't think that coin would end up playing out. But if for some reason Bitcoin doesn't get it ish together, I don't expect for corn to do any different. I just don't. And therefore, I'm just kind of sitting out right now. I would love to get it at $100. At least something like that would be nice. Like down here by 105, back into these highs right here. I would love that. I'm a buyer all day at that price target. Oh yeah, and support. So we'll see, how this goes with coin here, and I'll look for additional daily levels that may have been in here that coin may be looking to respect. Um, what else? Covered apple yesterday, which nothing has actually changed in here on Apple so far. Apple's still holding it together. We did talk about the fact that it was sniffing around some resistance, though. So to be mindful of that through here. This was the measured move for the inverse head and shoulders right here, and that it was sniffing around some resistance, especially if it was trying to come up into that 281.72. But let's see what's happening right here in this section right here. I guess later today or something like that. If I need to post on it, I will. But right now, I know that we are sniffing around some resistance in here. Uh, this isn't totally validated just yet, but I was looking at the comparison between that high and this high right here through here. So if we have as much strength, if we have more strength than we did over there, then we should be above that. And I'm not seeing that. So, not right now, I'm not. But like I said, if we get above here, we could be in a euphoric state and we could see a continuation. But right now, this is converging in. So it's compressing a bit through here, which, I mean, but the volatility range isn't so bad. It isn't that bad. Um, I'm at a crossroad with this one. There's really not any bear divs on it. At least not from that 24-hour. There's no bear divs there. If I go to a weekly time frame, let's see. Yeah, so we had the bear div across these two highs right here. We did have the bear div, and as you can see down here, um, no, not necessarily down here. Not necessarily. We had it through here, right across through here, like we had some here to here, we had some, and then we had some more from here to here, so not the same strength coming through. Might be slightly, yeah, a little bit. It's very exaggerated from that point right there. Uh, it's yeah. I mean, we're near some resistance here on Apple. Just have to see how that goes. And if we do break that, of course, I'd be waiting for a break back below this line, this momentum line right here. Like from where I posted on it, and I said, hey, if we fail to reclaim it, then we're gonna have to look down here towards this area right here. But we reclaimed back above it, and it's doing pretty decent. It was all about a reclaim on this one right here. But we would, it looks like we would start to put in some bearish divvies through here. what was I highlighting from here? I can't remember what I was highlighting, but you can see how we even had the trend regression line break through here as well, right here on Apple. So we're coming up for a back test. I think I highlighted this yesterday, but I did not. I deleted that from the chart. So let me just make that available for us to see from this interval only. So we'll revisit this right here because we will be coming into, well, like I said, we're at resistance basically. We're basically at resistance right now on Apple. So either it muscles up some extra strength and it breaks through and breaks out, or we're looking for this to roll over and do break below this momentum line here again, and possibly be looking for it to come back down here towards the bottom side of this channel right here. So this has been our range through here for Apple. So I'll be looking for it to come back down to there if that's gonna happen. Let's see. I think we covered Tesla also. We discussed how we didn't do as successful as I would have liked for us to have done. You know, we had some TP levels through here on the Tesla alone. We did break below the channel, the rising channel through here that Tesla had been holding. Pre-market up a little bit from the 397 to about 402. Looking forward to hold here around 380, something like that. But this is the actual zone through here for me. I think I was looking for an invalidation of the momentum that gave this price action to push to the upside. I know I'm still saying about 315 could be a target in here for Tesla. But towards the momentum line is really what I like to look at more than anything, is back into a zone with the momentum line as a place of a return for price action. Other than that, you can see the weakness through here on the drive to the upside here between here and here. You can also see it here. You can see the weakness there. Um, RSI is showing a little bit of bullish divergence. If it does hold through here, then it will be showing a little bit of bullish divergence. But nonetheless, I did start look here, and I was looking at this. I think it was based on the 24-hour time frame, and we did actually push below that because we were holding here. We talked about that, price action gets to push down and it held there. Price action gets to push down and it held there. Price action gets to push down and it holds there. And in fact, this was what also helped determine on this long right here. But in the end, it just didn't, it just wasn't that fire, right? This wasn't that fire. And we can see through here as well that there was nothing that just supported the idea of this being a strong move, not even through here, you know, um, not showing a lot of strength, but whatever Tesla moves off of, it moves off of. So I could be dead wrong on Tesla. If anything else, Tesla would get me. Tesla would get me. Tesla would get everybody because you never know. You can be feeling bearish on Tesla and everything will line up, all the stars will line up on it, and then it just does the complete opposite. It just does. You got a fast breakdown through here. You want to follow with that fast breakdown through there. Let's see on the monthly time frame. I don't think that there are really any yeah, just look at that. But yeah, if there's anything to watch for, I have to go back and block that line there, which it's already been broken now. Let's see. Let me make sure we're good on that. Absolutely good on that. So with the bearishness going across here, that will be something to watch for on Tesla, uh, breaking this monthly here, which essentially just means dropping below 50 as far as this is concerned. This most recent bearishness is what I probably look at as opposed to reaching back into the bag for this right here. Yeah, I mean, if you were doing this, then you would at least been able to see the SFP, something like that. But this is actually where, um, for me, it'll be like that, and then looking for that break below here. Let's go ahead and set an alert on that. and that's done. All right, so be looking for that on Tesla. That'll probably get us into what we were talking about, price action we're talking about getting to in here, for Tesla. Um, oh, let me make sure that this doesn't travel. Yeah, see that reclaim right there? It is a weekly time frame. Today is Friday, so you can do with that what you will, um, for that reclaim. But it's still not showing any actual strength through here on this attempt here from Tesla. So I think at this point I can delete this because I've covered it here a few times with you guys. Just want to be transparent where I'm right and where I'm wrong. So that's done. We also broke below our standard one in here as well. So let's see. We shall see. Um, there was something else. Oh, let's take a look at NVIDIA here. See what we have going. Different video. I think I was looking for this momentum right here. It's not being validated. We got a clear closure below it here. I can't remember where I drew this from. Um, I do not recall where I drew it from. We're already aware of that potential head and shoulder in here. Now, if you were doing it like this, then that shoulder got invalidated. If you're doing it like a complex head and shoulder through here, then likely still waiting, right? Like we're still waiting. We know that we had a breakdown below here, so you would have to be looking at it as a, let me make sure that those notes are not in here. Before I start drawing out new stuff in here. Yeah, so you would have to look at it as more like a complex instead. Let's just, I want to get the highest point. Anyway, I'm just gonna go with that. We can always do it. It's not about that over there. Like that's done. So that really doesn't matter. It would be more so like it's about the neckline. It's really about the neckline. So let's just say that that is the neckline. And do it like that. Let's just say that that is the neckline. And yeah, I mean that's not going so good. That. About 128. It would put us more so back down here towards this momentum line down through here. But that I mean that just depends on if this even plays out right here for Nvidia. I'm not actually bearish on Nvidia right now. Nvidia is another wild child. You can see how it let's drop that. Another wild child. Little double top right there to look at. Um, I don't really need this. Let's reclaim back above this line down here at the bottom. Hmm. What gives with this? And I do need to go in and add the additional stuff in here on this time frame so you have some better numbers through here. I mean, we know about the bear bid through here. We can see that. We can also see it here. We can see there's really not a lot of strength um, fumbles here coming through here. That's why we've been so sideways with Nvidia. Very sideways. Bears in control. That's 24. Take a look here. Yeah, bearish divergence all the way down through here. You can see the bear drive from there to there. Then you can see the bear drive coming down through here. And then where you think, okay, yeah, we break below 50, we should see some sort of a continuation down from here for Nvidia, and it doesn't do that. Um, it bounces off of the trend line down through here. Gets that push up for what? Another bear div and another. Let's see, did we do one here? Double top, exaggerated. Right there. Yeah. It's just one of those things. Personally, even if I lean towards this, I don't know how likely it is to happen. And you have certain ones that you can feel confident about it, and this just isn't one of them. This is a weekly time frame. Again, today is Friday. That's a pre-market move that may fizzle out once market opens. We did break. Um, we did break into 50 here, which for me spells continuation to the downside. But before it could even get here, or I mean, even if it gets here, um, we're gonna see some sort of bullish divvies in here for it. Uh, I took some profits on Nvidia for the first time. I took some profits on it for the first time. I didn't sell half. I just took out a little bit, at least a quarter. Um, I will be looking to buy some more personally. If it came down to here, I'll be willing to buy some more. It's something to look for to see if we can't get that. Um, Otherwise, price maybe just drops down here to around these highs in here, and already put in some sort of bullish divvy in here. We'd be looking for it to bounce back up. I need to really think about this a lot harder, and then I'll have an answer on this. Then I'll have an answer. Let me see what it did when it did that. I'm gonna wait and see about a back test on that right there. But right now below 50, that that's what I think bearish. But um you can see how it wasn't trading below that before. It's doing pretty good. It's doing pretty good. Yeah. I'm gonna move on past this one. Let me take a look back at Bitcoin before I push forward and see what we got going on over here for the moment. Right now, just open up that new 15-minute candle. We're still still struggling here. So price action isn't rising above just yet, even though we got that initial break to the upside from the scaled line. Price action still isn't breaking up above it with no deviation above that scale line. So yeah, it's like I said, it's not the strongest. It is not the strongest. Please do be careful with the suggestive trade setups. Your eyes will see what the indicator is supposed to be able to. Yeah, it's going to have some weakness in it in the coding. So just be careful. So that's where we are. Let me get back over here while we're waiting on that to something. Let me block this and make sure it shows up there only. And Intel, I am bullish on Intel, and this didn't play out all the way just yet, and it may not play out all the way just yet. A little bit of a pre-market bounce on it. This was for an SFP here, which you can see price action did get an SFP. You got a couple of wicks on the top of these rises over here. You do have this pattern formation in here also through here. Maybe it looks a little better here on the 4-hour time frame like this. So you have this little structure through here right now, but I'm not feeling relatively bearish on Intel. I think, yeah, I feel good about Intel. Now, hopefully, Intel can prove itself because beforehand, all through here, I wasn't feeling it. Um, but based on some new stuff that I know about, what they're putting out and things like that, I'm a little bit more proud of it. So we'll see if we can't get back up in here about 61.22 and start to push a little higher into these next levels through here. Um, we'll see. We'll see. AVGO, you can see we filled in that gap completely in here on AVGO. I do still have a target down below for this, which is going to be down here towards the 233, where we have the bottom side of our channel formation at here for AVGO. So you're aware of that. After we reach the top for the rejection or SFP at top, you know, the gap. The first one was a bounce off of the gap, which is what I was looking for. Now we filled in this gap, and you can see that it's getting a little bit of a reaction in here and possibly looking to break outside of this gap. I do still have that target in here, though. Oh, sleepy. This doesn't look bad to me. At least not the 4-hour time frame doesn't look shabby. 24-hour time frame. I mean, this has already happened right here, what we got to push up. You can see a little S&P right there. That's what we talked about. When the earnings happen, what to look for on that. Look for a rejection off the top side of the channel formation. We got that. We called out the drop. We called out the little bounce right here. And now we're back in here. This does not look bad. This does not look bad. We are still below. We are still below 50 in here on the RSI. We're not really showing that we have any dominant strength in here, and that any moves to the other side could be lackluster. If that changes, you just be late to the party, and there's nothing wrong with being late to the party. Nobody should show up when the party starts. Nobody. Do not be standing at the door when the party starts. You're late for parties. You make a grand entrance. So do a grand entrance on AVGO on Broadcom. Do a grand entrance. I know you can trade this one right here over on BTCC. I am sitting on the sidelines with this one. I have not traded this one time. Just done technical analysis on it and been very sharp with this one right here. So maybe at some point when I do decide to trade it, you'll know to do the complete opposite of what I'm saying. uh, so that's AVGO right now. I don't really see anything other than what I just said. I don't see any strength coming through on this. I would be looking for a full fill back all the way down here towards the bottom side of the channel here. Just a matter of either getting that breakdown below here or just looking back at it once we do see some strength come in and just know, okay, well, hey, now we need to be looking up on it. Oracle, actually, before I go to Oracle, let's take a look at Hood. See here. So full target here on Hood is supposed to be down here to the golden pocket back. We're back down here to this momentum line right here for Hood. Now, right now you can see how I mean, this doesn't guarantee anything right here. All this is saying is that there's relative strength amongst the bears. So there's relative strength with this move to the downside right here. It would have to do, just like we were looking at everything else, it would have to get above this point right here to even get a chotch. Okay, so you have no chotch right now. It'd have to put in some sort of a V shape in here to even get a chotch closer towards the low of this candle here. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know. I don't see anything to look for, to be honest with you. Just, if it does come up, I'll be looking for a back test and rejection. You have the lower side here from where you can see this head and shoulder formation here, um, forward. And like I said, the measure move does send it down here towards the 786 and where we have this momentum line down through here. I look for a back test back up here. You have this descending line right here. You have the line that it got the breakdown from. Should be, a rejection, and then we get to finish this move right here out. You have a regression line through here that can, work as clarity for that. But right now, that's where this stands. And as far as that trend line to the low side goes, you can see that right here. So over time, just make its way down here for this larger whatever be happening between this range right here going forward. Oh. Let's take a look at the weekly. Looks like it's just getting started on the weekly. That's my thoughts on the weekly. Looks like it's just getting started on the weekly. We got our break here below our 50 here. Can you swoop back up? Most certainly you can. So that'll just be something to look out for if let's see, it's already below this low right here. So I was gonna say look out for this, but it's already below what it was doing prior. See, I can't even pull an average low on this one because it hasn't dropped below there before. Isn't that funny? It's never been below 30. And therefore I don't have, let me see. Has it ever been below 30? We do a line we can see. No, it's never been below 30 ever. It's coming up towards it, but it's never been below 30. So I don't even have a, that's interesting. And it's coming towards that 30 now. Let's see, we're at 33.78 right now. It's never been below 30. Huh. It just piqued my curiosity. That is so bright. I'll put an alert on this. And put a note in here too. Just simple. Below 30. Huh. Um, and we did have the bearish divergence through here as well. You can see right here, everything was really moving with some bear deals, but that's what tends to happen. Like you can get that bearish divergence in between your wave 4 and 5. Let's just say, you can get the bearish divergence, and that's what I was looking for in here for this to be a wave 4. But then it started to tear down through here, so I mean, it could still be valid as long as it doesn't come back actually below. Um, Yeah, I mean, it could still be valid. I just don't, I don't know. I'm gonna buy some more. I bought some already. I'm gonna buy some more, especially if I hear this alarm go off on this 30, because it's never done 30 before. It's gonna be interesting to me. Imagine just buying just because it hit 30. That'd be interesting. So yeah, I might actually go ahead and fill something in today. Um, I mean, I explained to you. I mean, I've got stopped out of a couple of things. I got stopped out of Netflix, and then it got the bounce. Whoopie doo. I'm still not gonna go back into that one. I who was I about to go to though? Oracle. So let me go over here. Let me go to that one first. What was it? December we started talking about that 150. I mean, it was late news to me too, but we started talking about price action getting out here into that 150 for Oracle. But my thing for it was, hey, I wanted to see that bounce on Oracle first, and then after that, then we could talk about that 150 that I'm eyeballing for Oracle. So that was back over here. I was saying to you that I remained bullish on Oracle, and in that moment, it just seemed like I just still wanted to be bullish on it, and so I was. I was looking for a break to the upside. I expressed that I was probably being a bit ambitious with the move, with how far I felt like Oracle can get to. So I was really looking for Oracle to get up here to about 256. You can see the little small move that we did make. It didn't even measure up to that. We didn't even get above this peak right here. Then the earnings came out, and then, like I said, I'm looking for a relief bounce before any meaningful attempts towards that 150 level. We're below 150 now. Right now, let's see. Post market it was like 136. Pre market is 138 right now. So we've fallen well below that. I did see some activity for it, where they was doing some puts on it down towards the 133 level. And I think it got as low as 135. So 133 is still a put level uh, for that was a 4 hour time frame. See how we did with that right here. That was the bounce that we got. It had it had zero strength. I mean, you can see it through here. I did get stopped out on this, where I had to stop set up on it. Got stopped out of it, and that's fine. I had to stop for it. I knew that. I knew that there was a chance that it was going to drop down here, and I didn't want to be holding on to it. Didn't want to get caught up in it. And yeah, here we are. Here we are. Here we We just deviated outside of this channel right here. We looked at that because we paired this with the Bollinger Band right here, moving in between standard deviation 1 and 2, break below there, likely would bring it back inside and look for it to bing bong around, or it just stays outside of it. That's fine too. It's just not no signs of strength on this thing just yet. But I'm gonna look through here a little bit more so you can see right here. And I think I was actually not on this. Let me see, 24. Yeah, 24. So reluctant to say. So this is just your trade range right here on Oracle. If it comes back in, then potentially you get like halfway in between this. I should have used actual channel to draw this out. Just find your mid sections in between here, but maybe you can even get back to the top of it. But this will be your range until you actually see a breakout side of it. That's what I'll be looking for. If it does continue with this down slope like it is right now, then we just have to do something different. But this is straight towards this is just a moonshot down to the pits of hell right here. So there's really like when price action is moving like that, it tends to be not sustainable, but mm, it don't always work. Nothing always works. Nothing always works. Let me look at a monthly on this one. All right, so monthly standard one, and then below that, get you some $67 Oracle. How about that? You want you some $67 Oracle? You might get you some $67 Oracle. You might. It really hasn't traded too much outside the bounds of here. So maybe $100 Oracle. Maybe back here to this high right here for Oracle with these lows in here. I think we did touch on that right through here. But like I said, the Oracle, in fact, Oracle, oh, got some fresh stuff in here. No, no one comparing volume and OI here. Got some fresh stuff in here, but most of this, yeah, all of this is still pretty decent to be hit through here. Um, you got a lot of this stuff expiring uh, soon too. Today, I mean it's Friday. You have a lot of stuff expiring today. But I think that level down there can be tapped. I think it can. I think it can. See what my thoughts are on this. You're looking for some sort of a bounce. I can see that we're outside this band. Usually outside this band, you come back into it. I mean, like you have the spread in here on it, so you do have that bit of expansion through here, but usually you're gonna come back up. You're gonna come back up. If you're outside, you're looking for recovery. So it's a monthly time frame, but yeah, I bear the recovery in mind on Oracle before we all get way too bearish on it. Bear the recovery in mind. Yeah. Let's see where we hit. Why do I not have anything in here? Do I have raise or anything in here? I do have raise. They're just not on. There we go. There we go. Got some raise in here. We got some raise in here. We hit that one. I think I did I took this wick um out of this one. Well, actually, this would have been the first. Yeah, this was violated, but I didn't want to do away with this one just yet. It can still be useful. That's why I highlighted it out. But yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a reaction right here. Let me make sure that let me see how I drew this out. Whether I did it from a weekly. Yeah, I think I did it from a weekly. I don't like that though. Hold on, let me unlock that. Unless I did it from somewhere else. But yeah, there we go. I mean, we're at something. We got something in here. I mean, can it break through here? Sure, it can. So I don't think it gets too much further from here, though. I don't think it gets too much further. And that monthly is going to give some relief on Oracle. It just lets me know I need to do a post on this right here and just kind of cover my thoughts after I get a little bit more details gathered on it. But I do think that we can dial it back a little bit. It's seen a lot of damage. We can dial it back a little bit. Don't know how I feel about that, but just everything else alone, I think that we can dial it back a little bit. Let's take a look at the EMAs in here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, 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 yeah. In fact, when we hit this, we talked about it. That 200, when we hit it, we talked about that resistance when we got to it. Um, let's see, weekly 200. Okay, so 400. Um, that might be what we're seeing here. I hate. Let me see. What did I cover that on the four? Okay, so two, no, four is down here towards 116. Between where we are right now and probably down here towards this four, I mean, I really don't even, I don't know that we even get down here to this four. I just think that based on that monthly, we could see a bounce come in here for Oracle. I mean, we're trying to not really disrespect this momentum line down through here. So, mm, making this more the least likely thing down there. We're trying with this. Let me go monthly. That's a nice little tap right there. And we have to see how this holds up right here. I really was just looking for the 150. Knew that we would probably break over it, and typically you just return to your momentum line or something like that, or if you have a zone down through here or something like that. So I just kind of like where it is right now, and I'm not as overly bearish as I know a lot of people are on Oracle right now. I'm just not overly bearish on it right now. There's some hope. There's some hope. Even if it goes, a little bit lower, a couple of dollars more, 25 bucks or something like that, there's hope. You never know. You get those big sell-offs like that. What might be in store? Like people can say what they want to say, but in the background, it's some money working. They're seeing this, and everybody else is catching it after the fact. You're gonna be late to the party. So I'm not mad at Oracle at all. MSTR. I was crap face wrong in here. I thought maybe, I mean, we talked about the fact that we probably be coming down here towards this right here after we lose 139. What was our next target? Our next target was for the 105 was our next target. And we hit the 105. So we know that this is, I mean, Sailor loses this 105. You can see the crap show we're about to have with it because there's nothing else in between here. Like I said, when we got to this last one at the 139, there was nothing else in between there except for us to get down to the 105. So now if we're not holding the 105, then we're going to end up coming down towards the 75 $54 level. Now after that, I just have to find some new lines to draw on the chart. But I was crap faced wrong about it in here, because I was thinking in here it may have started to see some sort of a rounding bottom down through here and that it would possibly get back up into here. I was absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. So let me just call out that failure. But when I said that, I even posted that. So I'm gonna share that too. If I don't share everything else, then let me just share that too. In fact, I need to retweet that and just say how wrong I was. 'Cause I didn't do that. And I need to do that. Yeah, I just have to add some new stuff through here. I was really just looking at between here and here. But on that strat, how long ago did I say that too? That's important. Like, how long ago did you say that? Oh, I see it. Now, I said that back in November. A lot changed from then. A lot. A lot. In fact, since then, I did change my tone up about strategy. I did change my tone up. I did. The chart doesn't even look the same. Doesn't even look the same anymore. Like you're not looking at these same little boxes, this box through here. You're not looking at that anymore. So um and price was at 196 at the time. In fact, the only thing you see is that white line up above that 231.51. That's about the only thing that's still on the chart that looks the same. Now my rays are still in here. I still have my rays in here for the chart, but yeah, I totally yeah, I screwed the pooch on that one. It's like the selling pressure maybe taking a pause. No, selling pressure increased. I'm gonna take a look at what I was looking at, because that's it might have been just where I was seeing that little bounce at, and then then it caved on me. Maybe that's it. On the weekly. No, I don't know what the F I was looking at over here, because I'm looking at it now, and it's like I should have put some more references in here on it, and I didn't put any more references in here on it. Yeah, yeah, I didn't put any references in on, but I'll go back and I'll retweet out. Apologies. Oopsie. Oopsie. Was all wrong on that. I think this was the little bounce that we got over here, but even with that, there was nothing that indicated any sort of momentum shift. What the heck I was looking at? What was I looking at? I don't know, but that's about the only thing that was still left on the chart from where he was looking at was at 231. And then of course, my rays are in here. And yeah, we have since fallen through. Yeah, we broke through that one and hit the 150, and then we ain't got that much left. We ain't got that much left to do. Um, Dang. And I was looking at a weekly time frame when I posted that, and then I look at this weekly, and it's like, what was I looking at? What would have made me say that? I don't know what would have made me say that. We're all down here. I don't know. Maybe I was just, I don't know. There is some underlying strength in this drop. It's not playing out, but there is some underlying strength in it until it gets invalidated. I know Strat, they had like their little earnings or whatever, and I don't know the gist of it. I didn't really pay attention to it, but that's what we're getting a little bounce from that 105 right now, and you can see, mm, I ain't looking right. This is killing Bitcoin too, right here. That's killing Bitcoin too. But you got some levels in here. Feel free to use those. Everything is just going south. I think I posted up on Wally. We did talk about Walmart. Where's my stuff at for Walmart? That's not showing up. Or is it showing up and I'm just not seeing it? Hold on. I be blocking stuff so often that where's this stuff at though? Oh, okay, that's up here. And then where's the price range at? Why am I not seeing that? I'm not seeing. Am I losing my mind? I'm not seeing. Let me see if there's a visual block on this. There isn't. So where is it? It's I'm not seeing it. So I don't understand. Anyway, we almost tapped into that one right there. So, same situation over here. Sending broad information, just about everything in the market. Um, so far, most of the stuff that I've looked at has sending broad information on it. What did I put in here in text wise? Let me see, all intervals. Yeah, sending broad information. Um, I did post on this, but I don't know why what I was looking for in here isn't showing up. Let's read. What's the coordinates on this? Oh, that's why it's not showing up. The coordinates on that. Yeah, that's why it's not showing up. Okay, no problemo. You just have some areas through here. I mean, if it's gonna get all the way back up here to the top side of this wedge, then happy days for anybody who's in this right now. I didn't see the strength on this move over here. I don't know. I've had a hateful relationship with Wally, but obviously, I mean, like you can see who's running the show over here on Wally. You can see clearly who's been running the show um, with this ascending broadening. So I just look for these targets through here to get hit on it. Looking for resistance from these zones as well. That's why they're highlighted in red. So any one of those markers could act as some potential resistance with the move up. Just continue this little swinging that we've been seeing through here. It does a lot of swinging and stays ready to keep swinging. But yeah, you have this sort of rising structure through here, but it broke through that. I had something through here and it broke through that. It just yeah. So instead of focusing on where it breaks in terms of the top side, need to really look for the break here from the lower side on it. And I don't know why I didn't have anything in here for that. Let me change this line. To here, really just focus on it, seeing a break down, or if that momentum continues to rise higher and higher. Right now, momentum really isn't suggesting anything like that because it did manage to come all the way back down here towards this line. I don't really see like it would have to not come back towards it and then swing up a little higher for me to say the momentum is continuing to rise on this thing right here. But that's pretty decent in here on this 24-hour chart on the weekly time frame. Yeah, a little bit of bearish divergence that can get invalidated through here. I mean, the chart looks fire. Like I don't see a cause for concern with any of that portion right there. And then over here, same thing. Now you don't have the same strength coming through here on the monthly time frame. So one of these should hit, even if it manages to get back to the top side of this wedge. From there, I'll be looking for a straight cool off on this, and then we'll see what's going to happen there in terms of their earnings and stuff like that. Let's see what's in place for them. Um, Nothing surprising right now. They just had their last one there. They got one coming up. Okay, so they have earnings coming up here soon. Let's see if we can get a drop to the downside on this off of earnings. Possible, possible. Maybe it gets a flash pump up here towards the top side of the wedge, but through here, I'm likely just I'm gonna be looking to short it. I don't want to play around too fast with Walmart because um Walmart will hurt your feelings. It will hurt your feelings, but through here where I'm looking at resistance points. So, but I personally, I'm just not. I mean, I didn't see anything wrong through there. Now the monthly time frame, the earnings come out, and that can be a different story. That can be a different story altogether. But through here, it's gonna be some resistance getting up here to the top side of this wedge, and maybe I don't know. I'll be looking to open up something, and it just depends on what time the earnings is, and have a stop loss set in place for it, or a glorious pump. I'll probably open up something on Webull or something like that, spot position on it, and then just set the stop loss on it. And so if it doesn't go in my favor, and I'll be done with that. All right. So I'm not going to cover anything else over here today. We don't really have anything coming out. We got prelim, we got consumer sentiment, inflation expectations at 10 today. But that's it. There was some stuff going on with GBP, which I haven't looked at, and I've been saying to you, I'm going to bring those in a little bit more. Um, but there was some stuff going on with GBP. I have this line through here. Why do I have this line through here? Oh, okay. That's just another area in which I was seeing like um it would tend to get these reactions from through here, but clear breakup above there. Still looking pretty decent through here. GBP, they had this whatever they had going on yesterday. No, had all of that. It's 24-hour chart. Um, I really just want to see this get back to the top side of this box. This is basically been what it's done. Like if it comes up and it swings above here, then I'd be looking for it to break down. It's like this just takes a lot of time to even play around with. It just takes a lot of time. A lot of time I don't have. That failure right there. It's a good failure. Even did a little back test right there. What you got for me? It's gonna draw a bunch of lines on you. Trying to read the room. More information. Don't see any real strength over here right now. Looks like you look for another short off of this fall, or at least possible that you would be looking to short again on this right here. That's decently pushing through here. So QTP. Let's see. Yeah, not really. I mean, that's an entry call right there. Price action is exceeding, is exceeding the momentum. not bad when price action exceeds momentum. It's when price action doesn't exceed it, you have a bit of a problem. It still for me, it kind of looks like a short would be expected. Like this would be a lackluster pump right here, and it's Friday. I mean, and it looks like it would be a lackluster pump, and then maybe another little drop down. The formation itself looks corrective, but it doesn't look like it's ready to go on GBP just yet. I would look for, let's see if price action comes back into here, possible rejection, just down through here, long, possible rejection, just like in here. Um, it's not the worst though. This is just one of those things where for me, just have to be there for it. See what volatility looks like. Mm, okay. Hmm. I don't like it. I mean, but really, this is the only time frame that's saying don't like it. It's just a 4 hour. Everything else says love it. So I guess you go with everything else. I mean, that was the entry already down here. It's a little bit too late to want to do anything with it. That candle. All right, Bitcoin, before I get out of here, we still over here trying to hold up over here. Finally got the break above the cloud in here. That's a long time coming. You can see through here, we have not been above the cloud ever since back over here. We got this move right here, and then we just sort of started going sideways, and then we got a cloud rise, and we got a drop and dump and all through here. Like we've had very few occasions where we did get above it and where we did not get really like strong follow through. But I still don't trust this suggestive move right here. Don't trust it, but I'm happy to see it. I just don't trust it. Let me refresh over here and make sure Profin is giving me the correct information because Blowfin don't always give me the correct information. I be sitting here waiting on something with Blowfin, and I'm all past, the price action undid everything already. Like I said, possibly that 20 SMA through here. So I do like this part right here. If we can just keep the strength, but I doubt that they're gonna let us keep this strength. I doubt that they're gonna let us keep it. And still, price action needs to get above here and deviate away from it. Otherwise, this is bearish. Otherwise, that's what this is. It's bearish. If we're not getting above here, then our pattern is just indicating us getting trapped in between support and resistance, and more than likely creating a bearish formation through here. That's what I'd be looking at here for it. So possibly a bearish formation through here, even if I did it from down here and took it up through here. That doesn't look right. So I'm gonna take it on this right here and do it like that. And then this break right here already happened. So I can take this trend line right here. And let me see what that looks like first though. That's broadening. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That doesn't look right. And that doesn't look right. So what's not giving? Something's not giving. I don't know. It might be about right there. It looks weird because you're having to cut through candle body on it. But this right here was something extra. Don't know what that was, but it was something extra. I think that that's I really hate cutting through bodies, but that looks more accurate accurate than anything else. We're above this, so momentum is starting to rise on it right now. Just I'm just concerned about the follow through. That's about it. And I mean, the 4 hour signal and all of that good stuff right there. You see it over here, 4 hour signal. Um, that's nice and all, but um, I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't. I don't have a lot of faith in it, and I hope it works. That's why I'm gonna leave it at today. Today, that's why I'm gonna leave it at. I'm getting ready to push into some liquidity in here. And see us coming into this liquidity here. I mean, right now we are putting in higher lows and higher highs on that 15-minute time frame. We are putting in higher lows and higher highs. The structure, the way it's leaning, stepping is controlled. Uh, but at the same time, it doesn't have solid strength. Otherwise, we'd be shooting up more so than going sideways. That a little, sideways stepping, we'd be doing more than that. We actually be see some candles that look like Eiffel Towers, and we don't have those. So, but we are coming into that little bit of liquidity there, 67, 215, 67, 216. Let me refresh this just to be certain. Yeah, we're coming into that little liquidity right there. And you see this one down here, right? And that's exactly you see that liquidity. Yeah, you see that 6672.9. That's exactly where actually it's a little bit off from where you can see the momentum kicked in right here. That's where momentum really kicked in for it right here. Following that drop into none other than I mean close, but it still didn't tap it when we saw that right here where we have VWAP, we have the bottom side of our channel formation through here, which has been respected to the upside. Just a matter of us respecting it to the downside, right? We just got to respect it right here now. Um, and then hitting this top over here, which had a little bit more strength to this top over here. I was looking back at that too, like, whoa, like you can see where we start to put in the bear deals through here. So you can see the strength in here was not the same on this push up. You can see how we chopped sideways, kind of flat topped in there. And you can see it on the RSI as well. You can see the bear div in here. Then you can definitely see that there was no muscle on that move right there. And from there, we're just down. Bulls have nothing. Bulls have nothing. Bulls have nothing. And finally, bulls start to get something right through here. So bulls start to pick up through here. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're not really dropping low down here. So we know we're still running the show through here. Everything through here looks nice. So I was really counting on this high because this was one of the strongest highs in here. This was one of the strongest highs. And so through this top momentum line, this not momentum line, but this top level of support, I was really looking for that to be a little bit more than what it was, and it wasn't, unfortunately. And then you can see where The moves through here do not have the same strength again. I mean, we've all talked about the bear deal, and especially on this one right here. Like, what are we doing? Like, especially through here. Like, it was crap show, but we made it. We made it. And that's also too because of the bullish divergence down through here. You can see that this swing right here wasn't hardly as accelerated as that one down there. And then the same thing goes for this swing right here. Right now, it's not. Well, actually, this one is. Actually, this one is not. But it's happening. But that's the way Biddy. That's the way Biddy works. And then even through here, if you were to do volume range through here, just go to right there. Then you can see that this actually lines up with the value area low as well. But then the point of control just straight slammed through that, and yeah, support and resistance over that anyway. Just support and resistance, and an idea, an idea. So we trying to do something. Want to be starting something? Yeah, we trying to do something. Oh boy. For some reason, Tina Turner, you better be good to me. Stuck in my head. Been stuck in my head all day today. Let's go, Biddy. If you're gonna give us something, give it to us. Give it to us, cause I got to do. We got that liquidity. Got that liquidity. There is some more up ahead, but we did get that. Let's take a look here. It's the ETF right here. Got all kinds of gaps through here. This is 15-minute gap right here. 15-minute gap there. 15-minute gap here. Now Michael Jackson stuck in my head. And I don't want to sing for y'all because I cannot sing. Would be like, you look like Yolanda Adams. Can you sing like her? And the answer is no. No. I cannot sing like her. I cannot sing. Just checking out this song right here. That's all. And this didn't say nothing about alone right here, but okay. Nothing about it. Tapping those lows. This one is, I bet. I came through and I extended the boxes, but you can see this one right here hit real fast. It's not a big trade setup or anything like that. I tried to scale them back too to how many it actually put out on us. Tried to scale it back to 2 a day on the 15-minute time frame. Just 2 trade setups a day on the 15 minutes. So that's it. Just 2. And that's CME, nothing. I would have expected something right there, but nothing. We got those gaps through there, and then of course we got that little liquidity over there. That's all I got to say about it. So be careful with the trades today to the upside. We deserve a bounce right now. We deserve one. That would be nice, but yeah, just be careful. Love you, appreciate you, and enjoy the weekend. If anything serious is happening tomorrow, I am here for it. I will not be doing anything tomorrow. Sunday, I will be doing something. I got this little gig I got to do Sunday. I guess I'm still on the books for it. I don't know. Um, options expiring today. Just know that, okay? That should free up some stuff in here too on this pressure to the downside since everybody looking to kill either Bitcoin or Sailor, one of the two. I don't know which one they're after, strategy or Bitcoin. All right. With that said, again, I'll see you later. Love you. Peace.